Alright, so welcome, Smashcenter. We're back, and it's time. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's Smashcenter episode 47. Almost a year coming to a close here. December 3rd is the night we're airing. My name is Suar from PG Stats, Panda Global, and Coney will be joining us in a second. But first, if this is Twitch that you're viewing us through, hold those questions till the end. We're going to have the Q&A, of course, feature the spiciest takes, the hottest takes, the lamest takes maybe, depending on how entertaining. But yeah, this is us coming back to the show after just 1 week gap. We were on a streak, kind of like zero for a while there. We had Leo on the last one. Great interview, really lovely guy, #1 in the world for many, many reasons, and also #1 in my heart. But yeah, here we are. So this is the show, latest in Smash coverage, tournament news, results, controversies, and more. Those are raring up as the PGR season is coming to a close here in mid-December, and people have things to say. Yeah. So, in any case, if it's YouTube that you're watching us, it's too late. But hit the like and subscribe so you can stay tuned to the latest in Panda Global, PGR, Smashcenter, all that. And anything else that you're hearing us through, welcome. This is the show. So, we're going to bring in our co-host, premier PokeTuber and TikTok user, Coney. So, Coney coming to the show now. Coney, how you doing? What's up? And welcome to fatherhood.
I'm a dad now. Oh my god, I had a baby. I got a little Juliet is sleeping upstairs in her mother's arms, being very cute. She is now a week and 3 days old. Week and 3 days old. 10 days old today. Crazy.
Wow, everything around her is older than her. That's crazy.
Oh god, I didn't even think of that. She's like the newest thing in my house.
What's her birthday?
11/23.
11/23. I don't know if anything happened that day. Aside from that, of course.
Yeah.
But nothing released.
23rd in history. I'll figure something out. But yeah, she's great. Oh, Miley. She shares a birthday with Miley Cyrus.
Wow.
And Snooki. That's amazing. Wow.
That is very good trivia to have on your side. Well,
this is adorable.
Well, there you go. So Coney's a father now. He's got a new doubles partner. So welcome, Coney, to the game. Thank you. This is no exiting now. So yeah, everything else, how have you been? Now it's Thanksgiving. We had a little break there, kind of a natural one we gave ourselves, and obviously Coney's moment. It's time and Thanksgiving. How's everything been for you recently? What you playing? What you looking at? Still not playing Death Stranding, I see. No Pokemon. What's happening?
Absolutely not. No, if I'm gonna be honest, my eyes have been kind of away from Smash for a while, so hopefully you'll be able to guide me through a little bit of this. Kongo Saga is this weekend, and I know we're gonna talk about that. I will definitely be watching that. Other than that, I've just been sort of I've been engrossing myself in League again. It's bad. I know it's bad. I got a new account, and it's
not
just
good.
I know. Well, the problem is I get 6 weeks paid off work, which means and we're at the point in being a dad where I can't do anything because all the baby does is eat, sleep, and poop, and I can only help one of those 3 things because I can't feed her and I can't help her go to bed. All I can do is change her diaper. So I just have a lot of time. I'm playing League because I'm lost to it. I finished Star Wars Fallen Order. Play that. It's very good.
Yeah, it looked okay in certain aspects, but good overall, right?
It's very good. Yeah, it's
okay.
I wish more games had that level of polish. I'm a sucker for good polish, so that game's very good. I don't know what I'm playing next, but it probably won't be Smash because the online is god awful.
Pokemon
but
Sword?
I will be at events in 2020, including a big one that I guess I can't formally announce, but I will be at that one.
I wonder what it is. Evo Japan.
Yeah. Glitch. There you go.
Perfect. So, for everybody tuning in for the first time, this is Smashcenter. We're going to now delve into this past weekend, which actually featured 3. Yes, you heard it right. 3 B tiers. Obviously, as people ask, this past weekend did not feature DreamHack Europe since it was shy of the entrant count, both in general and PGR-wise. So the story on that is that there really isn't one. Same way that Glitch didn't count as an S tier, didn't have the necessary points. The objective is to be as accurate as possible. So this past weekend, we had 3 tournaments that hit the threshold at B, which was really crazy, all at once. The weekend before, prior to Thanksgiving, we did have Players Ball, so that was cool. I believe they dropped to C because there were some DQs. But in any case, there was Bitmasters MTY number 8, European SEL Clash, and Play with Heart, the very awesome tournament that featured a charity, kind of like Smash the Record, which I haven't heard of in a long time. Have you heard of Smash the Record in a while, Coney?
It's been a long time. I thought that it just I thought they stopped doing it after a couple years ago.
Awkward.
I had never been to one, but I knew that it was a big deal and like it's a big charity thing. But no, I haven't heard that in a while.
Okay, so for anyone who paid attention this weekend, the 3 tournaments were in, of course, different parts of the world. We had Mexico represented. We had, of course, Europe and Canada. So we had 3 different countries feature some of their best players and some new hidden, not so hidden talents that a lot of people got to see play. There were a couple of weird things that happened this weekend for some of the Smash tournaments that we saw, both in Melee and in Ultimate. Tass did tweet that there was one local that actually the power went out because someone ran their car into a generator. So shout outs to that person. And then what actually happened at Bitmasters MTY number 8 was the grand finalists, both of them, they actually opted not to play their match out. So Meme and Joker, who apparently are brothers or cousins or related in some way, either through blood or otherwise, actually the tournament ran too late, so they didn't finish their set. It's not concluded how that ended. They might have played it off stream like at a later time. We're going to have to see what happens there because someone has to win this B tier. It can't be both of them. But yeah, that happened. European SEL Clash, of course, featured the talents of Glutoni, Meru, and some of the other European, basically like their best players. Glutoni took the whole thing, so congrats to him. He did beat Meru in grand finals, of course, the Peach player. And then Play with Heart featured a lot of different players, such as Rivers coming all the way from Tri-State, Pandarian coming from Pacific Northwest, Dark Wizzy coming from Florida Southeast, and Mr. E. All those players ended up in top 8, and Nico took the whole thing over Rivers. Not too many surprises there. Of course, as you see here playing on the screen, Big D playing Ice Climbers, which I haven't seen much of that, Coney. Have you?
No, honestly. But I haven't seen much of anything, so... but no, I'm pretty sure that's off the radar.
But they're not the hidden meta terror that we were told they would be.
I don't think... Did anybody really think that? I think that's just like... That was a meme at some point. Like, some characters are time bombs, like Ryu or like Ken or something like that. But Ice Climbers, I didn't think that was... I don't know. I always thought that was kind of a meme, you know?
Oh, well.
I never felt it.
Yeah, I didn't really either, but at the same time, it would be cool to see Ice Climbers do well, or would it? I don't think so. But in any case, for the 3 winners of those tournaments, Nico did surprise a lot of people with Shulk, and then he did the Smash Ultimate Twitter True combo of then going onto stream and onto Twitter and saying that his character was not that good. So. Not to the surprise of many, but Shulk, I don't know. I don't know how to judge Shulk, honestly. It seems like he's a strong character. Some people, I think Mr. R were saying that he's at least top 12, top 10, 15. Nico is saying otherwise. So, in the spirit of underrating our characters, Nico did just that. But he won the tournament, so really he could say what he wants for that day, that night. And then Glutoni making that bread. So, congrats to them. Season won't really have much more action as we're now closing here in a couple weeks. The 15th, I believe, is the last weekend of any events. But yeah, we're going to move into previewing Kongo Saga unless Coney has any final remarks on the Triple B feature.
Well, no. So Kongo Saga, as far as I know, that's the last big event, right? So there might be some other B tiers or C tiers or something, but like Kongo Saga is the final like chance to make a big mark. Yep.
So Kongo Saga 2GG, the lore, actually partnered with Nintendo for this one, which surprised I think me and other people, only because I don't know, like what do you feel about the Nintendo partnership, Coney? Because it's always so elusive but also so commonplace sometimes, and it's not that surprising at this point, but it is.
I like seeing it spread around. So like 2GG getting it. I can't remember if they've had it before. I feel like they have. But I like seeing Frostbite have it. I like seeing Genesis have it. I like seeing all the big tournaments that can get it, sort of get a piece. I know it doesn't mean much in the moment. Obviously, it's great to have Nintendo be involved and provide whatever they provide. They don't really disclose all that much.
No prize money.
Yeah, no prize money, but they provide something, and I'm not trying to undersell it when I say this. I just mean in the way of they're giving something to the event. It's different for several different events, so the whatever they're giving might be different. Maybe it's just Splatoon ads. We don't know. But regardless, it's good to have that level of relationship, and I like the fact that they're sort of reaching out to different orgs, different series, and having it on something like Kongo Saga is a real big boon for 2GG. Means a lot for the future. So good for them. I'm happy to see them get it. It probably doesn't mean any huge news in the immediate future, just because it is kind of common, but it's still good, sort of in the long term, to have them, at least participate at that level.
Yeah. So Coney's absolutely right. I mean, it's taking time to name it right now, just because it's kind of wild. I think, given the theme of the event, obviously, it's an homage to Rare. It's got Banjo and Donkey Kong sort of, and K. Rool, headlining in the sense of like talent. I know that they got a couple people, as well as Japan squad as always. Yeah. But for sharing many of the assets and likeness, it's kind of interesting, but. In the past, Nintendo hasn't provided prize money. Setups, I think, have been helped. There is social media presence, Nintendo Versus. But for the most part, I think in the beginning when Nintendo started to partner with some of these grassroots events, people thought, it's time, but it is not time. It has not been time. But in any case...
it depends on what you think it's time for.
It's not the league. It's not the league. That's all I mean.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody wants, right? Everybody wants the circuit. Everybody wants the league, and that's what everybody thinks everything... Like, people think all roads lead to that. You know what I mean? They think everything is going to that, but not always the case. Nintendo has made it very clear that tournaments aren't really their vibe, which I've gone on record. I say I totally get it. I respect it, and I understand it. But I think a lot of people are hoping that one day we'll have like a Nintendo LCS. Good luck.
Trading light for $5 million.
Yeah. God, imagine.
So Kongo Saga now on the more preview side, since we have to talk about what's going to happen. The seeding has been released. The lovely Zan, Toon Link, Young Link Extraordinaire, Link Extraordinaire, seeded the event with the 2GG squad, as it was public on Twitter. And we have a list here that is kind of eye-opening. Leo up first, not too surprising. Nairo over Samsora is something I would not have imagined at the midst or ends of December, ends of the season.
Yeah.
Samsora, Zachary to Buzz, and then Tweak at a low 6th. That's what you get for losing to Leffen in the Ditto. But Butoni, Meister, T, Light, Shutone, Kamame, Void, rounding out at 13th. Proto Banham at 14th. Ken at a 15th. Considering his attendance has been rather low / confined to Japan, that's pretty crazy to see.
He's been popping off over there, though.
Yes. So Ken has been doing a lot in Japan, getting second at the respective Japanese majors, which is always like... It's pretty much like, it's like getting second at an American major because their talent's insane. They have had a very, very, and I mean very great season in terms of, I'm just looking at the TTS here. Japan has 11 events this season, and a good deal of them are B or higher. I'm looking at Sumabato SP9 is a B, Umebura SP7 was an A, SP6 was a B, I already said that. SP4 was an A as well. They've just had, they even had an S tier at one point, so that was like way crazy. Did they have an S tier? Am I lying? But in any case, like, they finally have the players over there. The Evo Japan cap is almost met at 3K people plus, I saw when I last checked. So we have a lot of that already represented by this seeding with Ken at 15th. Kuro at 17th, which is another Japanese player. Wadi at 18th. Goblin at 19th. And Kome, Japanese Shulk, at 20th. After that, we got Rivers, Nico, Raito, Stroder, and Pandarian for the top 25 seeds. I am pretty impressed. A lot of talent showing up, for sure.
The big thing that strikes me is the level of international talent, because it's not all just at the top. Obviously, you have Zach Ray, Glutony, Meister, T, Shuton. You have all those names. But even when you get down to like top 32, top 48, 64, you've got T, Su, Quick, Shogun. There's so many. This really is an international event. The level of talent is going to be something befitting of, an S tier, the S tier that this is. And it's really good to see, because we've had a little bit of a quiet sort of time. There's been a couple A tiers here and there, and it feels like people are sort of split off. Tweak and Buzz are fighting over here. All this other stuff is happening over there. Nico's winning on the West Coast. But it's good to have see everybody come back into this. And it's kind of interesting to see Nico, who just, fresh off winning that B tier, 23rd on the seeding ranking. So you have to wonder how he's going to perform compared to all this.
And with Koney there too.
Koney there as well. Yeah, I'm always very. I'm going to be honest. I put very little stock into seeding lists. Like, I get why it's important, but as a commentator, I don't really care, because I think it doesn't really shape up until top 16. You can't really make any predictions before then.
Yeah,
anything can happen. We saw Void lose to Trella out of nowhere at Big House. Seen a lot of upsets. So anybody can beat anybody when the pool is as stacked as this. So we'll see.
Yeah, and I even see the chat popping off with Larry seated 44th. You hate to see it, but yeah, I mean, he beat Mars at Thunder Smash 3, which is LOL, considering the fact that Mars is Mars. So seeding lists immediately go
Mars
out the window.
played terribly though. I got a lot of shit for saying it, but you watch that set. Mars playing god awful. It's not good.
And W is a W.
Anything away from Larry, but come on, bro.
Well, to quickly correct myself, Japan has not had an S tier. I lied flat out. They had 2 A tiers though, so for me that turned into an S tier in my mind, because Japan had not seen this level of intensity before. So for 2 A tiers in Japan,
I thought they had Umabura.
No. Umabura SP6 and 7 were A. The second and third highest A of the season, with Glitch only being higher than that. So props to them. And Evo Japan's going to be, wild and likely breaking a lot of stuff next season. But clearly that influenced a lot of the seeding, since a lot of their tournaments are high stakes now, since there's so much attention and there's obviously a lot more interactions from Japan and the US. We've had Zach Ray come over and over, and Shuton and the like. Elegant I see as a 33rd seed. Ned popping in here from the Midwest at 31st. Wow. Louis Money, 29th. Niatono actually coming. That's crazy. 28th. Yeah, this tournament's actually a pretty big international event. Mr. R, you can see seated at 42nd. Riddle's at 45th, coming in from Canada, maybe showing us some. Well, I don't think he shows any of the Belmonts anymore, but I know that Riddles was popping off at SmashCon. And Abadong at 47th, Puppet at 48th, Umeki at 49th. Oh my god, Fatality at 50th. This is crazy. It hasn't even dropped off yet. So yeah, the seeding, as you can tell, pretty out of control, even into the deep 40s. It's still looking crazy. Picks to win. Let's pick two. I don't want to do 3 picks to win. I'm gonna go with the safe Leo, and then I'm gonna go with the wild
Leo Zachary.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Zachary. I'm gonna validate you, but I'm gonna go with Leo, and then Tweak's he's gonna have the anime arc. Watch.
You think so?
I think so. There's a lot that happened between now and Summit, or from Summit to now. So I think Tweak might have that redemption arc, and I think this is where 6 through 10 is going to be decided. Leo's a sure fit. Samsora's a sure fit. Zach Ray is a sure fit, and Mars is a sure fit. Mars didn't register. Wow.
Yeah, he's not there.
He would have single-handedly stopped all of Japan. Um, Glutoni, I want to say he's a sure fit for top 5, but obviously top 10. Nairo probably inching closer more than ever, and Shutone. I named like 7 people for top 5, but
yeah,
for the most part, top 5 is pretty settled. 5th can switch with 6th, but 6 through 10 will be determined by this tournament. Absolutely. There's so much talent, and there's also just so much presence. So if you outplace literally anybody at this event out of round 1 pools, you are likely outplacing someone like, I mean, they'd have to have drowned, but for the most part, if you get 9th at this event, you are outplacing the likes of potentially Void, potentially Meister, if they have a bad run, potentially Ken, potentially Rivers. So this is a pretty good event to be at, and kind of snuck up, I would agree. Like, there's no hype on Twitter surrounding it. I think it's just, everyone's just trying to end the season. So we'll see. Yeah. Any other comments aside from that?
I am very excited to watch this. I feel like I haven't been able to watch one of these huge events in a while, and this one has everybody here, so I am going to have my eyes glued on this event. Sad I couldn't be there, but of course, watching it is its own experience. I'm sure I'm going to be having the baby on my arm, having this projected up on the big screen. It's going to be a lot of fun. Very excited.
You're exposing your baby to Smash now.
Dude, you wouldn't believe how many people are like, oh yeah, you're going to get her in Smash, you're going to let her play video games. No, she's doing none of that, dude. She's going to be in ballet, she's going to do gymnastics, she's going to do softball. If she's into video games, that's her choice, but I'm not. I always think that's weird when parents like, here, like what I like. Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Was that her?
Stop. Yep. Right. The hell's your problem? All right, anyway.
So yeah, I mean, whatever. Future top player, future caster.
Maybe I'll have her do that. That'd be nice. That'd be sweet, right?
Well, it's a transferable skill, right?
Yeah.
Playing Smash isn't much
stuck
so.
in the game.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Kongo Saga light preview. We could go. I mean, it's weird because this tournament I feel like assembled itself right before us, and it's stacked literally to the 50th seed.
Yes.
So I think more will be drawn after. I think next week's episode will be pretty spicy because, I mean, all these people will have lost except for one. So we'll see how that shakes out. Apart from that, though, props to GG. Seems like they're ending the year pretty strongly with that. 971 people are coming to Kongo Saga, so let's go them. But yeah, squad strike, doubles, singles, the whole gambit. The gift shop shows pretty much what you'd expect. Get a t-shirt if you'd like. In terms of compendium goals, do you think anyone's going to make any noise? Is Ben Gold going?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping up. I don't know who's going, who isn't. I think Locust is going, and that was like a big thing because people were upset about that or something. I don't know. You know, one thing, one side plot, one B plot that I'm very interested in. How good is Terry? I really want to know because I know Leffen beat Mr. R with Terry this past weekend.
He did?
Yeah, one game. Mr. R said that, he wasn't like, when I say this, it's going to sound like he's like Johnning or making excuses, but he said, I didn't know what to do. He didn't know that matchup. And I'm interested to see what moves Terry could make. So maybe Riddles is going to do something. Maybe Loke is going to do something. I am, as we've said before, I'm not really a believer in Terry as of right now. But maybe he'll pop off. Or maybe he'll pop off because of matchup inexperience. He's not actually that good. Or maybe he won't go anywhere. Or maybe he's just genuinely a good character. I don't know. I don't really care. But I would love to see where it really... I have no emotional investment in it. I'm totally fine with being wrong, but I want to see how he stacks up, I guess.
I'd be surprised if Locust went far with Terry as a very innocuous comment. Like, I'd just genuinely be surprised. And it'd be cool to see. I mean, it'd be a shakeup. But I don't have high hopes. In Smash 4, Terry would have been a problem. But in any case, it seems like interesting. I'm looking at the goals now. I see Spargo is still locked, which is a little upsetting considering the fact that everybody wanted Spargo to be the next I don't know, the next Leo,
next prodigy,
the next literal prodigy, the player.
Yep.
Black Twins doesn't seem like he's getting funded. Supergirl Kel is also not. Meister not. Space neither.
Well, Meister's there. He's in the seating list.
Well, I mean, I'm reading, so
yeah,
fake news. Other people that are coming though, who have been unlocked: Trella, Dakpo, Rivers, DK Will.
Dakpo.
Yeah, that's the Po.
Oh, that makes sense because of Diddy Kong. But
yeah,
I'm really interested in that. I want to see. I know Dakpo's been doing stuff with Diddy down in Texas. Actually, he's in the chat right now. I know Dakpo's been doing stuff down in Texas, but I want to see how it sort of functions on the big stage. Not to say that it can't, but I want to see people get taken off guard by the banana stuff.
It's got the Infinite, which I don't know the name. Is there an official combo name for the Banana Infinite? I think I saw Cantrip say it's called the Pyramid Scheme, but that does not sound right.
It's kind of funny.
But apart from that, Zachary got funded, of course. Big D, we'll see more of the D. And Quick, actually, who, has all of Europe behind him as he potentially wins this event and shuts everyone up and cancels the PGR. Goblin, Sonics, and Wrath, which is also a pretty compelling storyline considering Sonic did very well recently, both in Japan and the States. So what a time not to have Yahoo Esports, because there's so many storylines going into this event, and I feel like we're just letting the week pass through and we're just like, How did we become the Yahoo Esports of the community in the end? How's that? Isn't that weird? Anyways, did Dakpo give us a name? If he didn't, no, he doesn't.
It's called. Oh, Dakpo says it is just called the Infinite. Jab Trip has some weird inside joke and calls it a pyramid. Okay.
All Diddy mains are weird. Let's be real. In other news, Zero signed to Facebook Gaming. Before we go into Q&A, what's your take on that?
Okay. It's not even a take, because this is just actually what's happening. The problem with these moves is that everybody's like, "What's your opinion? What's your sort of what's your vibe on this?" What's actually happening is Zero took a big payout for Facebook, which is great. Took a big payout for a more standard sort of steady, stable schedule.
He took the money and ran. Yes, go on.
Well, sort of. It's like, it's the same thing as, so there's a whole thing about The Outer Worlds, right? So The Outer Worlds is a game that came out earlier this year, and they announced that they were coming on the Epic Games Store. And everybody said, wait, why are you on the Epic Games Store? Why aren't you coming out on Steam? You should be coming out on Steam right away so we can play it wherever we want. And they're like, guys, we want to come out on Steam, but Epic Games offered us this huge amount of money to release it exclusively on their platform first, and then after a year, we'll come to Steam, which is what they're going to do. I see the Zero thing, it's pretty much the same thing. He's getting paid a large amount of money to go to Facebook. It's probably not forever if he doesn't want to be. I think it'll hurt his viewership, but maybe not, because apparently a lot of Latin America loves Smash on Facebook specifically, which is what I've been reading, which is nuts. That's a weird, like...
I'm down.
Yeah, go for it. It's a weird bailout, but sure. I feel like it'll hurt his viewership, but I don't think he cares because his interests are elsewhere now. So he's going to take the stable money, not have to stream 30 hours a day and worry about his subs, and be happier. And I don't think it's like... I don't think it's something you can have a take on. I don't think it's something that people
you literally just gave a take.
But that's not a take, though, because that's just what happened. Like, a take is an opinion, and it's not an opinion. Like, that's what he did, and this is why he did it.
Well,
as far as I know, I mean, I'm not the guy, but...
No, I know, but I think, like, it's a positive take. I mean, it is what happened, but I think the reality here, too, is, like, he made a move, right? He went from Twitch, which is, of course, his home, where a lot of people are now starting to, quote-unquote, leave, to, like, Mixer. And whereas most people go to Mixer, like I mentioned, he went to Facebook Gaming. So the take there that, like, it's going to be beneficial for him is, I think, a sound one, because I think that, like, people just don't understand, like, unless you're literally the person making the deal, like, what's at stake. So, like, Zero, clearly under NDA, probably under the agreement, whatever, like, if it forced him to, or not forced him, but if it moved his hand over to Facebook.com, it must have been juicy. So props to him.
It is extremely juicy.
I don't think we're gonna see though, like, Facebook gaming pop off is the thing. But
No,
it doesn't
no,
need
no.
to. It doesn't need to. Like, that's where he is now. So I think that'll be cool.
I mean, it's I have enough friends that, like, and I even have friends at, like, the lower level. So I'm a small time streamer. I get like 100, 200 viewers, you know, every 200 is a big day. But, like, I'll average like 100, 120 to 80 is usually my thing for how much I stream. I only stream 2 nights a week. And
Sorry being a PokeTuber.
Yeah, right. I've had friends tell me you could get on Facebook for a juicy sum. And I'm like, I'm small. I'm nobody. And they're like, no, seriously.
Who is on Facebook that we would like is my question.
Nobody, but it's not your problem. It's not your problem.
No,
So
I know. But, like, building a community, what I mean is, like, what Twitch offers, I feel. Because it's like the Twitch, right? It's like the poggers. Like, you don't have it on Facebook. You're gonna get, like, boomers.
Yeah, but I don't think Zero cares.
No, of course. But what I'm saying is, like, you would not personally. Coney would not go on Facebook gaming because it'd make no sense.
Well, I mean, it depends. Like, if I'm Zero and I've spent.
No, I'm saying right now without a deal, like, you tonight would not open your Facebook gaming account.
Of course not, obviously, but I wouldn't gain much from it. I wouldn't gain as much as Zero is. Zero spent over a year. Obviously, he was doing it before, but it really popped off with Ultimate. He spent over a year sort of cultivating this fan base and this viewer base, and it's sort of it has a worse connotation than it should, but it's basically a cash out where it's like, okay, most of my people will follow me over, some won't, which is fine, but he'll have enough of a base to be fine and happy and stable, not have to worry about working himself to the bone streaming constantly so he doesn't lose subs, because he's got this huge pile of cash behind him, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of the story of what Ninja did too. Ninja worked his ass off, got as much exposure and, you know, a huge deal as he could, and now he can live comfortably. And I saw people in the chat saying Ninja lost eventually. He didn't lose. He's done. Like, you don't understand.
He's tenured. He's tenured.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think the end game is to have 50,000 viewers for the rest of your life. The game is to have 50,000 viewers for 6 months and then cash out so you can live on a boat in the Maldives. You know what I mean?
It's like security. It's security over everything. Because, like, all those people, they lose the subs instantaneously.
You're going to lose eventually. Yeah. So you have to leave the table. Like, the house is gonna win. You don't ever get off of, like, you're never going to stay relevant forever. So what do? You cash out when you can. And I think it's the wise choice. And it's not like he's turning his back on people. He's not betraying them. He's still streaming. He's still doing what he's been doing. It's just at a different place for people that are going to help him a lot more. Twitch offers all this great stuff, but not really monetarily, not yet. They offer all these opportunities and, like you said, a greater sense of community building. They have TwitchCon. They have these avenues they can open up. They have network. But in terms of raw cash... They do have Amazon, though. They do, and I think eventually they're going to have to sort of flex that muscle a little bit. Because we know that they give some people $3 or $3.50 a sub or whatever. They're going to have to do some stuff to keep people on. I don't know if Dr. Disrespect is another guy that they've kind of flirted with. I think he left? About that. He left, like, Twitch?
No, I'm asking.
No, what I'm saying is I think I've heard stuff, and I don't know how true it is, obviously, and this isn't the right podcast for it because it's about Smash. But I've heard he's been asked to stay, and he's gotten offers. So I don't know if Twitch is helping him. I don't know if Twitch is helping anybody else behind the scenes, but I would imagine that they've got to be making deals with people.
And it's also a risk because, like, that dude literally went on camera and was like, I cheated on my wife, and then you know, your influencer and all this person you put the money on ends up being a dud. It's a tricky
risk.
So the streaming world, I don't envy it. I think for people who think like, oh, like that's a life I would want. I think every streamer has always been like, no, you don't. It's very hard. It's very difficult. It's arduous. It's unpredictable. And it's also not something to like necessarily base a living on, like from the onset, because literally like a year ago today, who would say, yeah, Zero's going to be on Facebook? Or even 2 years ago today, Zero's going to be just streaming. Zero's a just a content creator. He's not
He's
even a
streamer
competitor.
now, yeah.
That's it. But anyways, that was the news. I thought it was cool. Happy for Zero. I mean, you know, Zero's gonna Zero, so
good for him. I mean, he's worked his ass off, and he's made it very clear that he's not really in love with Smash. I think he's always in love with Smash in terms of, like, you know, he was the best player, but he wants to pursue other interests. He's currently big into motocross. He's trying to do that, trying to get on his fitness stuff.
His life has literally improved tenfold since he quit. As crummy as that is to say, he literally just like started focusing on other aspects, and like health went up, happiness went up, satisfaction. So
I mean, trying to be the best is a serious. Yeah. Trying to be the best at anything like this in the world is
it's a commitment.
You don't realize how much you have to give, and it's gotten harder because, like, I say this all the time, and I hope I'm not. I hate like showing my boomerness and like annoying you guys, but seriously, you used to be able to coast in like Brawl and a little bit of PM, which is raw talent. You're just good at the game, but talent can only take you so far now. And you see some cases of it. So like Lima will not enter a tournament in Texas, come back every 4 months and sweep it. And sometimes he won't win, but he's clearly very talented. He's a great player. But you can't really do that as much anymore. You don't have people only showing up to their weeklies and practicing and not owning a Switch, you know? There's a level of time and dedication and work and grinding that is present in Ultimate and started in Smash 4 that wasn't there before. And for Zero to stay on top as long as he did, and has been applying sort of that work ethic to his new venture, which is content creation, like he deserves everything he's getting.
Yeah. He definitely is reaping what he sowed, and he sowed for a long time. So, opening up Q&A now. A lot of people have been tagging, so we're going to honor that. If you want to learn more about it, I mean, Zero posted about it. Seems like there's interviews on ESPN Esports, so get the scoop there. I mean, the dude's on Facebook Gaming now, so props to him. But in any case, a couple people wondering about PGR stuff, player stuff, Kongo Saga. First question here from Ed Guy, and this is a popular one since it seems to be asked every week, is who from the last PGR do you see not making it this season? Examples that come up to me are Gons, Frozen, Captain L, Fatality, Ryuga, Shinji, and Nakat. I would say Nakat, Shinji, Ryuga, Fatality, Captain L, Frozen, and Gons are not coming back. That's my answer.
Okay.
I just read it reverse. That's me being clever. But that's really it. I mean, it's weird. Like the first season, just like Smash 4. If you guys remember, God, who was ranked? Well, I remember he was in notable wins, but Arrow Link and Ninja Link were two names that I remember coming up a lot, and we don't know who they are anymore. So they still compete, I think, in Ultimate. Correct me if I'm wrong, but. Yeah, like season 1 is a blowout, so there's all sorts of people who not got lucky, but it was just like it was the first. So if you showed up, it worked out for a lot of people. But yeah, I don't think anyone notable is not making it again. If we look at the list itself, I mean, I think a lot of people are more safe, and like Coney's mentioned before, it's just going to be a lot of shifting, not like, oh my god, here's 25 new people. But yeah, any picks coming that were mentioned? I mean, everyone else is kind of safe.
Nah, that's fine. I mean, I've said, I don't really...
We say it every week.
I don't... Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's a good list. Good list. Well done.
So, it kind of answers another question tangentially, so I don't want to read it. But this will be one. So, Whisker Fang asks, which character do you think will blow up this weekend on social media, like Sonic or Diddy did, due to a good performance? Honestly, the one that has the most potential after looking at this seeding... Where'd I put that seeding? Shulk, I don't even think Shulk really blew up this weekend. It was just people saying like Shulk turns different colors and has a crazy nair. Like, you're not gonna see Shulk on netplay, not netplay, Wi-Fi.
Actually, you know what's funny about that? So the other night I really wanted to play Ganondorf for some reason. I just had like I just really wanted to play Ganondorf.
You ran into Shulk.
Ran into Shulk. Oh my god, what a nightmare! Oh my god, Wi-Fi Shulk as Ganon. Good god, you just neutral air, and like you don't have anything. You can't go air to air. You can't parry because it's online. It is I wanted to gouge my eyes out.
There's a different tier list for Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but Ganon's pretty high in Wi-Fi. But if you
he's S tier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
I think this is literally the moment for Locust if he had one this year.
I was gonna say I think Terry
has to be Terry,
a character to pop. Might be,
but he'd have to be Leo, honestly. Yep. Leo, or at the very worst, some Japanese player he'd have to beat with Terry. Apart from that, I think Nairo, Leo, Tweak, they're gonna pull out the regulars. I don't think Tweak will pull out anything too crazy. But to change, rock the meta, rock the Twitter sphere, I don't really see anybody. Because it has to be someone that hasn't seen play and is beating someone notable. And even though Nico did that, Shulk has always kind of been accepted as this like character that's like, you can't really pick him up. And you kind of know that he's nonsense. Like, when I see Shulk play, totally candid, I don't know what he's doing. And I'm not saying that because I'm ignorant. It's just like, your game, like, you're doing the whole swishy swish, like this, that. Like, cool, right? Sort of like, I know what Pac-Man's doing, but I don't know what Shulk is doing. So people kind of see that and they're like, that's not a character for me, and then it doesn't see Wi-Fi. Terry, though, might be a little similar only because he's not a Smash character per se, so he just might turn a lot of people away. You can't just pick him up. But I think he'd make the biggest splash, for sure.
I think Terry has... So when Ultimate came out, it was very much like characters had weird cheese stuff and gimmicks. But, so like Game & Watch down smash bearing you, or Pichu forward tilt, or things like that. But once you got around it, it was like, okay, I understand how this character functions. It's still very strong and it's annoying to deal with, but I know what to do. Yo-Yo at ledge is another one. Like, the best players know what to do about it. Terry has not yet... except in small pockets, so like Riddles is popping off in Canada, you know, like there are small areas that are sort of aware of what these characters can do. Big D is doing stuff in Pacific Northwest. I think Terry might come onto the big stage and surprise people, because between the Geyser, between Buster Wolf, between a lot of the things he can do, I think he really has the potential to cheese out people and scare them. More than like Banjo, right? Because like Banjo has Wonder Wing, but come on. You know, like the startup, and it might
sort of... It might just also be too early for Terry. Like, slightly too early.
Right. Yep, I feel that too.
Or the surprise factor's there, like it happened to Mr. R. So, this is it. Like, I feel by Genesis, like, it's like kind of like now tapering off. It's like exponential. Like,
I feel that, yeah.
It is now the time for Terry if he's going to pop off. But after this, it's just going to be maybe a gimmick win. But...
Right.
Apart from that, other questions you see one. Someone asked about Squad Strike predictions.
I don't care.
Squad
Strike's fun. I love watching Squad Strike, but trying to make predictions, come on. Nairo's good at it. Leo's good at it.
Zachary, honestly.
Zachary. T is surprisingly good at it. We didn't think so, but at Summit, he was very good.
Who did he use? Pac-Man and...
Incineroar.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's the opposite of Pac-Man. What? That blew my mind, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, T is surprisingly good. Use Roy too. Yeah, another character that's just the opposite of Pac-Man. There are a lot of players that could pop off in Squad Strike, which makes it less interesting to talk about, because who knows? We'll see.
It's truly random. Anyone who plays more than one character, or more than two characters, is at an incredible advantage. So it's Zachary,
right.
Leo, Tweak. Apart from that, not too many questions rolling in. Do you want to take a moment to talk about the Leffen tweet that people were mentioning? That was the story at the beginning of not really being a story. DreamHack didn't make the cut, and that was kind of it. The onslaught afterwards of PGR being just NA. Pretty not true, considering the fact that this season might actually have more non-Americans than Americans. Hint, hint. But it's a problem that, like, obviously hurts different regions, or the perceivable, like, issues that it has with, like, North America being rated highly, but it's also the systemic issue that, like, they have Genesis and Evos and stuff like that. We've talked about it before on the show, and a lot of people were quick to accept the fact that we added like the multiplier, so tournaments elsewhere have that boost from the natural fact that they don't have access to the United States, and we have 2 Japanese A tiers. What's crazy is that like there are people who are against that sort of stuff. So with both sides, there's always like push. But yeah, lessened, and we're here today, so it's fine. But for anybody else, yeah, Kongo Saga is going to be an S tier, and it's going to be in America, but it's also featuring, like we named earlier, like at least 15 top international threats. So I would expect those 15 to make the cut, if not 10 of them, from this particular subset. But everybody else, I mean, it's been a very threatening season in and around the United States. So that's all that on that. Last question. Do you see any? You want to ask one? Do you have one?
I'll do a quick one. This doesn't have to be the last question, but let me see. 1 second. Okay, AKZ says, what do you guys think of MK Leo saying Gluttony will win Kongo Saga?
He said that?
I guess. I don't know. So MK Leo also said that Banjo was an amazing character because he went through Marth counter. So I don't... Top players can be wrong, bro. Like, I could throw you to a billion Mewtwo King thoughts and ideas and opinions. Like, I'm not saying that Gluttony won't do well, and I'm not saying that it's like, that he's not good, but we could go all day about who feels who's gonna beat who or whatever. I mean, I don't know.
Well, it's just like they're people.
Right. Yeah.
And I would trust Leo like hand to God on anything regarding, Joker. But apart from that, it's like anybody else. He has a better shot, better expertise. But I don't know. Tony, I think he'll do well. Winning, winning might be a little much.
I'm biased against. We've talked about this a billion times.
Wario.
I'm biased against Wario. I am shocked and amazed at how far he can take this character, because I feel like he's a cursed character, dude. He just suffers at the top level so much from just inconsistency and just I don't know. I don't know how he does it. So maybe, but yeah.
I mean, that's all I got. Welcome, Snarly, premier Florida Wario main, by the way. It should be a good time. I expect Glutoni at least to make like at least 7, because he's been on a tear recently. But yeah, for everybody else, that's kind of where we're at right now. I think the PGR like drops and come ups and new additions will make a lot of sense in about a month. We haven't released the dates as to when things are coming out, but it'll all be out before Genesis /Evo Japan, so keep an eye on that. Season ends in about 2 weekends, right? The 15th, that's the last one. Then it's construction time, holiday time, etc. And you heard it here first. If you're interested in writing for the PGR, I'm going to put out a tweet tomorrow morning. Send a writing sample, be a part of it, get a nice little bit of publication money, and then apart from that, Coney, any final offerings as we go into the middle of the week, Wednesday?
Nope. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna go take care of my baby. I'm gonna be watching Kongo Saga along with the rest of you guys, so go ahead and you'll see me in the chat. We'll see. I don't know, man. I'm genuinely very interested in this weekend because I don't think you can guess where it's gonna go, what's gonna happen.
It's a lot. It's legitimately a lot. No one's talking about it.
And we haven't felt this way I haven't felt this way since Big House.
I'm looking literally at Kongo Saga in my Twitter search, and like some people are talking about a little bit about the pools, and then apart from that, there aren't even people putting it in their name yet. How spoiled we are. There's not a lot of buzz.
Yeah, I'm feeling that too, but I didn't want to remark on it because I've been pretty removed, but I'm not really feeling the sort of buzz around it that you normally would for an event.
You're not really feeling it?
Okay.
It's Kongo Saga, not Shulk Saga. Or Xenoblade Saga, whatever. Hopefully that never happens. Jokes, I'm joking. Please Discord, God, don't harm me.
No, I'm honest. Don't do it. Don't let that happen.
right, Coney. We'll see you next time. Happy fatherhood. And what a joyous song to end the show on.
See you guys in the chat.
We'll see you next week. We'll see you then. Thank you, Coney. Bye. You can find him streaming, and you can find him on Twitter, twitch.tv/Coney, twitter.com/Coney. He's also got the little badge, so you know that he has to be important, right? I'm joking, mostly. But in any case, yeah, Kongo Saga is this weekend. It's going to be an S tier. It's going to be probably wild, and who knows, maybe Quick wins the whole thing and just puts Europe on the map even more, or maybe Japan wins the whole thing, or maybe Leo wins the whole thing and it's business as usual. I honestly don't know, because everyone looks really scary. I think Tweak's gonna have the anime arc. I said it here first, and if he doesn't, well, maybe it's time for Facebook gaming. But in any case, I'm joking. I love you all. Tell someone you love them. Tune in next week when we cover Kongo Saga. Probably gonna have a lot to talk about, hopefully. And in any other case, please DM me any feedback you have. It's gonna be, listen, it's been about what, 4 years? PGR feedback to me is all cash money. Even stuff like Leffen, that to me is valuable because it tells me something I didn't do or did correctly in terms of either communication, logistics, whatever. So yeah, join the conversation. If it's destructive, you're just a jerk. If it's constructive, you're helping the cause. So please have fun, and then watch the season close, watch the new 50 get crowned, and be hyped for your boys, your girls, your top players, your up-and-comers, local town heroes. There's going to be surprises, as it always happens. Japan, Canada, Mexico, Europe, we'll see it all. So, Europe's not a country, I know, but you know what I mean. For everybody else, have fun, and tune into Kongo Saga, 2GG, bringing it for real. S tier, last one of the season, and after that we have a little C tier, B tier maybe, sneaking up on us, but for everybody else, we'll see you next time, and enjoy your night. Thank you.